Hello friends, I am Jyotirvid Pavan Kumar. In this video, I would like to talk about what Lobsang Rampa has written about indigested knowledge. Knowledge which is not digested, how it can harm one. See, we are talking about the spiritual knowledge. I have come across many people who in search of knowledge will read so much material, but they will not understand. They will not try to read a little and then go deeper into it and try to understand. They read one author and they go to another, or they read books of different religions, but they do not understand. So they fill up their minds with varied information, sometimes contradictory information, which they are unable to digest. They do not understand. They go on reading, and the result is this causes a sort of indigestion. So Lobsang Rampa has written about it. He has warned that whatever you read, you try to understand it. And if you follow one person, one spiritual guide or master, read some literature from that master, you go deeper into it. Take time. You cannot expect to get spiritual development overnight. You have to make it a lifelong study. So if you spend some time reading material written by one master, but it fails to satisfy your mind, your questions are not answered, only then you move to another. But if you go on reading varied information written by different people, then that may lead to confusion. It may impede your spiritual development. Lobsang Rampa, in one of his books named Cave of the Ancients, has written that his master, Mingyar Donap, Lama Mingyar Donap, who was master, guru of Lobsang Rampa, he once introduced Lobsang Rampa to a Japanese monk whose name was Kenji Takeuchi, if I'm pronouncing correctly, Kenji Takeuchi. And his guide, Lobsang Rampa's guide, told him about that monk, that he roamed about throughout the world in search of truth, in search of knowledge, and he read so many books of different religions, but he did not understand all. He did not give time to himself to understand one thing before moving on to another. So the result was that that monk became insane, totally confused in his mind. So he told Lama Mingyar Donap, the master of Lobsang Rampa, told Lobsang Rampa that he has read so much of a conflicting nature that his aura is contaminated. He has read so much and understood so little that most of the time he is insane. He is a human sponge, mopping up all knowledge and digesting very little. Later on, Lobsang Rampa himself met that monk and asked that monk to tell him about his experiences. So I'm quoting from this book, Cave of the Ancients, what that monk told Lobsang Rampa. He said, "Do not cram your head with all the occult stuff you can read, boy," said the Japanese monk. "It is indigestible matter which will impede your spiritual progress. I studied all the religions, I studied all the metaphysical cults which I could find. It poisoned me, clouded my outlook, led me to believe that I was a specially chosen one." So, the guide of Lobsang Rampa, the great Lama Mingyar Dona, wanted to convey to Lobsang Rampa what type of harm indigested knowledge can do, indigested spiritual knowledge. It is not like intellectual study. Spiritual knowledge is different. You need to understand, you need to follow. Read a little and then try to understand it, try to follow it before you move on to other information. And stick to just one master. Try to go deeper into it. But if the information or knowledge by that master does not satisfy your mind, your requirements, then only you move on to another. Also, from my own experience, I would like to say that breathing exercises help a lot. They help you, they make your mind subtle, fine, able to penetrate deep into spiritual knowledge, spiritual concepts. So, if you are a true spiritual seeker, you want self-realization, you want to know the truth, then in addition to your spiritual study, you follow the breathing exercises as given by Lobsang Rampa. They will help you to understand the spiritual information, spiritual concepts. Now, in this regard, on the same topic, I would also like to quote from another book. This is Autobiography of a Yogi. This is a very good book, I recommend. Written by Sri Parmahansa Yogananda ji. You must have heard his name. He was a great sage. Paramahansa Yogananda's guru was Sri Yukteshwar Giri. Sri Yukteshwar Giri told Paramahansa Yogananda. Now I quote from this book. It says, "Master stressed on other occasions the futility of mere book learning. The master said, do not confuse understanding with a larger vocabulary," he remarked. "Sacred writings are beneficial in stimulating desire for inward realization if one stanza at a time is slowly assimilated. Otherwise, continual intellectual study may result in vanity, false satisfaction, and undigested knowledge." So, this truth is described by many true sages. So what Lobsang Rampa has written carries truth. And I myself, from my own experience, can say that this is correct. So if you are a true spiritual seeker, follow the breathing exercises so that your mind becomes calm, quiet, subtle, able to penetrate deep into spiritual concepts and spiritual information, spiritual knowledge. And then you read a little, just follow one master, read a little, and then try to understand it. Give your mind, give yourself time. Read just one stanza. Do not try to cram. See, I've come across many people, they they say that they have crammed the whole Bhagavad Gita, all the shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. Well, if you do not follow, if you do not understand the spiritual meaning behind those shlokas, then what is the use of cramming all the shlokas? Even the first shloka of Bhagavad Gita needs to be understood. I have explained this in my another video you can watch. So this is very important. Knowledge is just one commodity which we all are going to take to the other side of death, life after death. Knowledge, true knowledge, spiritual knowledge will go with us and will help us in our evolution, in our future incarnations. So this point raised by Lobsang Rampa and other sages, that knowledge, spiritual knowledge, needs to be understood. Read a little, understand, and do not read varied information written by different people. That may be contradictory, that may clog your mind and impede your spiritual progress. I hope you like this video. Thank you. If you have any questions on this topic, you can just give your comments on this video and tell me if there is any question, and I would try to help you by answering as per my knowledge. Thank you for watching.